Welcome to Dinar Current, where global financial shifts and major updates converge. Today's report could mark the most significant and potentially revolutionary development we've ever shared. Beneath the surface of the international financial system, a powerful movement is gathering momentum, one with the potential to redefine currency valuation and global trade. What we're witnessing is not another speculative frenzy. Instead, it seems to be a deliberate, organized effort involving central banks, institutional players, and live financial data indicators. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. From discrete communications to simulated rate flashes, every signal is pointing toward a pivotal moment for the Iraqi dinar, a currency long brushed off as speculative fantasy. But that perception is changing rapidly. This time, the signals aren't coming from fringe forums or hopeful investors but from deep within the global banking system. And if the information now circulating is accurate, and the consistency across sources suggests it is, we could be on the cusp of a financial transformation that redefines wealth, currency value, and how markets function worldwide. For over 10 years, the idea of an Iraqi dinar revaluation has been discussed in various economic circles and investor communities, often dismissed as improbable. However, we now have reports from credible sources, including private bank communications and foreign exchange insiders, indicating that the IQD may be heading toward a dramatic revaluation. Insider data suggests a potential valuation as high as $70 per IQD. While that number may sound astonishing, it's now appearing in simulated rate testing at major financial institutions. These simulations are happening in Tier 1 banks across North America, Europe, and the Middle East, all showing IQD values in the $6.87 to $7.10 range, with some projections even higher. These figures are not hearsay or speculation from chat rooms, they come directly from secure, internal systems used in liquidity and rate simulations. One compliance officer from a major US-based financial institution reported seeing a brief but deliberate test of IQD rates on their internal exchange terminal, with values between $6.87 and $7.30 United States cents per dinar. The event was described as part of a controlled internal procedure, similar to those that occurred prior to Kuwait's currency shift. Similar reports are emerging from Europe. A private London client observed a live exchange terminal displaying £5.47 per IQD, while a high-net-worth individual in Zurich captured a forward contract tag referencing IQD-related transactions. These aren't just hopeful rumors, they're verifiable institutional simulations backed by credible documentation and witnesses. Why is this all happening now? Iraq has been laying the groundwork for such a move for years. One of the most critical steps was Iraq's integration with ISO 20022, the International Financial Messaging Standard. This upgrade connects the IQD with global financial systems like SWIFT and Ripple, positioning it for broader international use. Further validating this shift, Iraq recently signed multi-billion-dollar trade agreements with China and India, conducted not in USD, but in Iraqi dinar. This is a major geopolitical move and a clear sign of Iraq asserting economic independence. It also means Iraq is effectively stepping away from dollar dependency in key sectors such as energy exports. These events indicate that the dinar's revaluation isn't occurring in a vacuum. It is likely part of a larger, synchronized global financial reset involving multiple undervalued currencies such as the Vietnamese dong and Zimbabwe dollar, as well as asset-backed digital tokens. Industry insiders connected to the IMF and BIS suggest that these changes aim to stabilize international trade, reduce debt, and transition away from outdated fiat models. Among these developments, the Iraqi dinar stands out as potentially the first major success story. Backed by vast oil reserves and increasing output, Iraq's real-world asset base supports a far higher valuation than its current exchange rate. A recent Gulf-based sovereign wealth fund memo estimates Iraq's fair market rate, under a free-floating model, could land between $16.50 and $17.25 United States cents per IQD, based on its oil reserves and export potential. Contractual arrangements or pegged systems could push that valuation even higher over time. Perhaps the strongest evidence of an imminent revaluation comes from the now active Tier 4B redemption process. This group, pre-screened individuals eligible for early exchange, has started receiving encrypted appointment details and NDA agreements. One recipient reported being offered $6.97 per IQD, with options for even higher contract rates tied to reinvestment and humanitarian commitments. These exchanges are happening in secure financial locations with professional guidance and legal oversight. The level of structure and security behind these processes strongly suggests that the revaluation is already underway. For holders of the Iraqi dinar, this is no longer a theoretical discussion, it's a call to action. The first step is ensuring your currency is protected. Store your IQD in fireproof, waterproof, tamper-evident containers. Keep digital backups of receipts and transaction details, these may be critical for verification during redemption. Next, consult a licensed financial advisor, CPA, or tax attorney familiar with foreign currency. The revaluation may trigger different tax classifications such as capital gains or income. In some cases, international tax treaties could apply. And finally, beware of scams. If someone asks for money in exchange for priority access or promises secret redemption lists, walk away. Stick with verified financial institutions and follow standard procedures. To conclude, what we are seeing now may go down as one of the most significant financial shifts of our time. Should the dinar reach anywhere close to $70 per IQD, even in the longer term, it would represent a monumental shift in global wealth distribution. Iraq is transforming, from a nation recovering from turmoil to a sovereign economic leader. This isn't about hype, it's about global finance entering a new chapter. The evidence is mounting, the institutions are responding, and the window is opening.